let into the league.
Harlan, who told me?
Isn't he that one?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one
Draken the whole story.
Yeah. The
so
hyena.
he's a kangaroo hyena cross. So
Anyway, let's not talk any further.
we can talk about that privately some other time, Draken.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm trying to figure out how to make him into a more balanced character, I guess, because he has an S in jump. And I'm like, if he has an S, I kind of want to, like...
He has an S in jump? Seriously?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Right? That's
that explains a lot of things.
Well,
but no,
that's what I want Trishawn to have eventually. But
yeah, but no, I think I think the thing is that Sam just needs to play around with a lot of his pieces because he's got some pretty decent pieces in play.
He does. He's got a lot of decent pieces in play. Like 2 or 3 of them are top 24s.
And
so
one thing you can potentially do if you want,
he looks good.
If you have someone that's like an S and jump, you could potentially just like if you increase their perimeter defense, you can basically play him as a defensive guard. Where if you have a decent height and really awesome jump, then and really good defensive perimeter, then you can basically just throw him to shut down people like Renstill, like other Jake Velox, where it's like their whole thing is they shoot and the team relies on them to shoot. But here you have someone that can basically just get in their face and keep them from shooting, and that could be something to try and do for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I think just experiment more with the lineup.
That's about all they can do. They have
a
no
lot of the
cap
people
to play with.
a lot of the people that's like don't really have really good offensive ratings. The only people that don't have good offensive ratings aren't really getting good play time anyway.
Yeah. Anyhow,
so it's weird this team is doing so bad, but this team has a really poor defense right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people with over 110.
Except for possibly Radon, but
yeah, the problem is they're kind of stuck. They don't have cap to play with, so their only option is wait for contracts to end,
or do
and then get new stuff,
trades,
or do 1-for-1 trades.
Yeah,
and that's about all they can do.
Yeah.
So play with it.
So yeah,
and go from there.
Okay, now let's move on
from the
to
team.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so that's the last Western Conference team. Let's move on to Pittsburgh. And I'm just going to say this now.
Let's just say this. The keystone has fallen and the entire arch has crumbled.
Not just that. Quinto, I love you and you're awesome, but you fucked up with the way Kirkpatrick trade. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know why they gave him up.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Look up the trade and see what happened. Look up the trade. I want to see what... I forgot what the trade was.
It was Ray Kirkpatrick for Mathiasic and Balasubramaniam. I still love how I'm the only guy who can apparently say that name.
Balasubramaniam? I can say it. I had to say it once for... I did an opening for a 2K game one time, and I did like the Canadian national anthem, and then I had to introduce the team.
You are so bad. Dragon says the team Sterling should have gone to
Pitt since he stank.
He would have thrown a fit if he went to this team, considering his story.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Was it Pitt or was it Queens that he did that?
It was Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
that's what the final sort of thing.
So this team has 2 pretty ponies now. Apparently, like the only pretty ponies left in the league. Another one of my pet peeves. Somebody entering a horse is just a horse.
Really?
Which horse?
Tyrone Gale.
That's Kaftra's character.
I'll explain, Draken. I'm a farm person, and I've been with horses my whole life.
Well, let's not go there.
So, when I see people entering something as just a horse or just a chicken or whatever, it's like, well, what kind of horse is it?
It's a horse.
I will admit, I almost consider getting Tyrone Gale, but I have too many cards already. I don't need any more.
Anyway,
My dad would just say it's a black horse.
The Wade Kirkpatrick trade has definitely knocked them over.
I think that's where they're really hurting. One of the is Terrence Tolliver injured? Because that is definitely
yes, he's injured, and so is Randy Catcher.
And what about Lance Freewell that they paid all that money?
Yeah, Lance Freewell is also injured.
I think he's injured too.
So they're SOL now.
It's only Freewell and Tolliver that are injured, actually.
No, Randy Catcher's on D2D.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is. Well, actually, he could still play, but they need to bounce him back. I think they changed the roster to bounce him back so he doesn't get injured, because he's their oldest player, like literally ancient. I just exited out of his page.
I don't know why they paid $21.5 million for him. Like, I guarantee you he was not worth that.
He was actually their star player for a long time, like before I even came into the league.
Yeah. Okay, so
he was and they need to think about retiring him after this year because he's been playing since 2008.
Yeah.
Harlow said
18 years.
Harlow
said out for 15 days.
Trade. What about last year? Kento did the trade so he could keep Freewell. Who asked for a contract update.
Yeah, but like fucking Matthew Ashigabella Subramaniam, you could do a hell of a lot better than that.
No, okay, you could have said.
Well, he was also given money for it too.
I would have had Kento. I'll say this to you right now, buddy. If you came to me for Kirkpatrick, I admit I might have considered the trade with Marcus Knight.
I would have considered a Wayne Kirkpatrick trade even. Like, shit. And as for Freewell, Fradis,
you can have that reason, but you got to be able to do much better than a fucking middling forward who is inconsistent on his best day. You can do a hell of a lot better than that.
As for Freewell, he is a 2004 model. 2004.
I love how you're calling all these characters models. I'm just gonna say
that's how I am. It's a farm thing. When we talk even about like
some Five Nights at Freddy's shit.
Harlow's trying to.
It's just how I am.
Guys. Harlow is trying to say something.
He says,
"Look at Pittsburgh's money."
Oh yeah, they got nothing. That's because they got Lance Freewell. They paid all that money for Lance. If they hadn't done that, they would have had money.
They're pretty much they have $1 million to potentially pick up an RFA.
Matty means no playoffs as it is. What the fuck kind of choice is that?
Well, they have enough to fill their last spot, but
barely.
Like $2 whole.
Something tells me next season Kento's gonna keep a tight grip on his draft picks because once Randy Catcher retires, he's gonna need to fill that guard spot, that point guard spot.
How old is Randy Catcher?
He's a 2008 model. I already said that.
Oh yes, you did. So yeah, he's quite old as well.
Yeah, he's been around a long.
Another thing of note. I don't know if it's just because Blue kept using the old form, but Blue has only changed his roster on the wiki starting on the 16th. He's only changed it twice.
I will message him. I will message him.
I don't know if it's because...
I know that...
Nope, he never touched his roster, because if you look at it, a lot of his games are...
Well, I know that he had... I know he had an internet outage at some point during this early part of the season, so that might have played into it.
Maybe Kento was doing some of the changes instead.
No, the roster was never changed.
Huh.
The first 8 games of the league, the roster was not changed.
They're gonna have to change it again if they're gonna keep Randy from getting injured. Because if Randy gets injured, there's gonna be.
They might already be like kind of
Oh,
screwed. I mean, they've got 2 players that are
Okay, they did
injured
move
and in
them,
deep
okay.
reserves. They've got an empty space. I mean, this just goes back to what were those other 2 teams where like they had like no players.
Looks like next game they're gonna have
Queen?
Aisha Card at point guard,
Backup point guard.
backup point guard.
Yeah.
No, currently their roster is Aisha Card as their starting point guard.
Yeah.
Erica
Tell
Jani
me.
is their starting shooting guard.
Oh, they've got
Shirley-
Randy. Like according to the wiki page,
That's according to
they've
the
got
wiki page.
Catcher on the.
Well, I'm
I love-
actually looking at their current roster.
I was looking at the
Okay.
current coaches. I was looking at the current coaches roster too. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, so Blue has been able to go in lately. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has changed the last couple to get games, but it's more as the fact that the first 8.
Yeah, then it might
Oh,
have,
okay.
Then it
Catcher
might-
is questionable.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm
Then it might have been the related internet outage that Blue
Yeah.
had issues with.
Hopefully
So-
they can recover because that's definitely.
I-
Yeah,
I will
It's-
say. I'll say this.
although I will say, if I were Sterling right now, I would be hosting a goddamn heavy metal party with the whole Scandinavian crew with fucking Metalocalypse type shit going on in the background.
Oh, my friend Jason and his girlfriend would love that.
The one thing I find amusing of this historic thing, it's like, yeah, a very prime example of what happens if you potentially if you have low play time. Jasper with in 2 minutes of play, tried for a shot, got fouled, made 2 free throws, also managed to get a rebound and a block in 2 minutes.
Wow.
So he got a rebound, a block, and then tried to shoot and then got fouled. So it's probably the rebound and the shot were at the same time. No, it wasn't an offensive rebound. It was a defensive rebound that he got. But it's like a block, a rebound, and 2 free throws in 2 minutes. And so as such, if you look at his numbers, it's like
Yeah.
defensive
He looks awesome.
rating 75, offensive rating 118. Because it's like very, very little sample time. He had really awesome 2 minutes, but
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's
they definitely
Yeah.
need to start playing with their roster a lot more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that
Who's
Blue actually has
typing?
his
That is Draken, I
What
think.
an ick.
So, yeah,
I'm talking to Blue.
Oh, okay.
yeah, Blue. I
think he's dead.
would say.
Who's dead? Okay.
Dragon,
nice,
did
Blue.
you set Blue on fire?
Maybe.
God
Yeah.
damn it! You need to stop setting everybody on fire.
Yeah,
Especially Blue, because who the fuck can we get a room with at MFF?
guys. I think Harlow was right about what Pitt needs to do. Experiment since they survived without Tolliver before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Any other thoughts on Pittsburgh before we move up to the biggest train wreck?
Yeah.
They lost their balls.
They've
Oh,
had no
dear
balls to
God.
begin with.
I'm not
Oh
sure.
my
It's
God.
like there's
Okay.
like potentially a lot
Let's
of
move
good
on to the
pieces
worst
on
train track.
Pittsburgh,
I
but it's like
Okay.
I want to move on to the big train wreck. This is gonna be
Okay.
fun.
Oh dear.
Oh,
and I know-
two for train wreck. Fucking the Plymouth Tap Room.
We
Yeah.
got the
fucking
number
screw-
1 draft pick, and that number 1 draft pick is not happy.
he's not happy in large part because
I do not blame him for a second.
Well,
'Cause
part of
I-
the reason that really pissed him off was when we were talking about in the chat about one thing that Plymouth was doing to the extent that the GM actually had to give the head coach and GM, or Stevie had to give the GM and head coach a intervention.
Oh, really?
Wasn't it with the injuries? The intensity level was
Yeah, they were running at like 4 or 5, 6 intensity.
Yeah.
They're running at like a 4 intensity with 2 quarters at like plus. 2 quarters at like plus 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 2 quar
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.